And also this, Keir Starmer is planning tougher English tests for migrants as part of a crackdown on record net migration, which hit 728,000 last year. This is not illegal, this is just migration. The reforms, not always the best word to use, when you're talking about the Labour Party. The reforms aim to boost integration by scrapping the current GCSE level standard many see as too soft. Some say it should be up to sort of A-level standard. It comes as asylum housing costs spiral to 15 billion over a decade, more than triple original estimates, and now outweighing savings from cutting the winter fuel allowance. Let's speak with Khalid Mahmood, former Labour MP. Khalid, good afternoon to you, sir.
Good afternoon, Ian.
I feel I've heard this 1,000 times from different governments. You know, you've got to learn to speak English and blah, blah, blah. Is it doable? Is it possible? Is it testable?
Well, it's definitely testable. I think what you've got to be able to do is once you grant the citizenship, they have got a proper test to deal with it. The Scandinavian countries have been doing this for quite some time. So if we want to do it properly, we've got to resource it properly to do this. And one of the problems being for the last 14 years, the Conservative government had taken away ESOL for people who wanted for English as a second language, for people who wanted to learn that. And we need to do this, you know, not least for those people that arrive here, because a lot of them are stuck in very low grade jobs. Some of them are also kept almost as domestic slaves in some issues, and we've got to get that proper education so they can interact properly with the rest of the community.
Yeah, and on paper, that is absolutely fine. I mean, sometimes if you're talking about people who are trafficked into the UK, I mean, there's nothing anyone can do about that, I guess, by definition. You can't say take an English test if you don't know the person's even there.
Well, that's right, but I think what we've got to do is to, first of all, work on the people that are there. And if these are the people that are trafficked in, we've got to obviously do our best in order to use our security services and the police to resolve those issues. And we've got to work more at getting more police on the roads as well.
What happened to the good old English-speaking migrants back in the day? Your own family is a great example of that. I mean, you know, how is it that people came over in huge numbers and it was never really much of a conversation? You either learnt the language or you already knew it from your country of origin, whether it was Pakistan, India, Bangladesh, wherever it happened to be. I'm just thinking South Asia here. It kind of went with the territory.
It did. I mean, my grandfather and his brothers and cousins served in the Merchant Navy, and it's good that we're celebrating VE Day today, and it's fantastic because they contributed towards that. Then they were taken off to work in the steel mills, some during the war and some after the war, in relation to that. My father came here in 1948, so we've got a heritage. One of the I came here at the age of 10 with my mum and my other brothers, and the first thing we were told by Dad was that we have to learn to eat with a knife and fork, and to be able to speak English and to be polite to people. And those were the key things he thought were values that we needed to portray to people when we went outside and did our engagement with the community. I then went off after school to play rugby, which was again a great asset for us. I did my apprenticeship and got through that life there.
And that seems, has that kind of been relaxed a bit more? Is it that, you know, now the world is a bit more international and travelling to another country isn't quite as unusual as it once was? People can do it, you know, all over the place in different ways. Is it that? I don't know what's happened. The fact that the government are saying, look, you know, we need to toughen up on English lessons suggests there is a problem.
I think what we've done is we've allowed these inner communities to be built up because we've taken our eye off the ball in relation to those people, particularly those people who came as spouses, who weren't taught the language, who should have been taught the language and should have been allowed better to integrate rather than concentrate in a smaller community, which is what they've done. And that's made it worse for the children coming forward as well. So we've got a huge problem which we created by not addressing those issues. All those big factories that people worked in when my father came and other people came, the old BSA where he worked at, all those industries went. So there was even less integration with people at work and the people that you did. I mean, father had a social life where he had a lot of English or friends from the UK. who were already there. And we built on that. And that's why I joined a rugby club. I did my apprenticeship, did my engineering, became a councillor. Then I went off to Kuwait to do some engineering work and came back and became an MP.
I say it all went wrong when you became a socialist, Khalid. That's the biggest problem here, right?
I think that's quite good. I think this is what the Labour Party is doing, and I think that's important as well.
Well, listen, whatever politics somebody is, this is a problem that has haunted governments across the political spectrum. The Tories couldn't work it out. Labour are struggling with this now. They're talking about a crackdown on the family life loophole in deportation cases and things like that. We see these stories every day. The guy that couldn't be deported back to Albania, I think it was, because his kid didn't like chicken nuggets. Or there was all these stories, and I know there's a bit of mischief among the headlines here, but we do seem to be in a really strange time, and governments seem almost impotent to deal with it.
Well, I think part of the problem is that the government has given too many powers to some of these quangos who now decide on behalf of the politicians. What we've got to do, and I think Labour Party is trying to do this, is get rid of most of those quangos and have direct political responsibility. And you judge that at election time. So let's make it clear. Let's the people in charge who get elected to be in charge, and let's make sure we do the job for the country that we're supposed to do.
There it is. Khalid Mahmood, thank you, sir. Always good to speak. Former Labour MP with us.